Welcome to Kyoudai Ai, the mostly weekly podcast where two brothers geek out about everything Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. I'm your host, superjollymac. With me is my co-host and brother, DonTheVan. Let's go ahead and get started this week and dive into all of the Toku anime chaos we love. Grab your driver, your changer, your belts sewn into your bodies, cue the theme songs, and let's get into it. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Oh, I'm doing good this week at least. How are you doing?
Well, I'm glad to hear it. A little bit tired, but not too bad.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Tired. Heavy emphasis on tired. I literally took a nap before we got started.
Yeah. I think I also took like a little 5-10 minute thing. Not planning on it. Just finally had some, peace and quiet. So I had a couple minutes at least. And then I woke up to get started on everything else I had to finish up.
Yeah. Always how it goes. For me, it's like I sit down to start doing what I need to do, and then just 30 minutes later, I just find myself waking up. It's like, whoa, what happened?
You're too young to be doing that.
Yeah. Hey, I'm working, man. I'm everywhere.
Let's go ahead and get it started. Been playing anything this week?
No.
Okay, that was quick.
Only the usual. We've been playing Baldur's Gate, so that's it. That's actually all I've played this week. That one day of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for the Final Fantasy. I dove into Final Fantasy 14 a little bit, trying to clear out some of my inventory and do some missions. I'm getting ready for the Halloween event or All Saints something. I forget what they call it in game, but the Halloween event I think hits Friday tomorrow. So I'm getting ready for that. And then I did start Until Dawn finally.
Yeah, how'd you like that?
I mean, it's okay so far. It's got some weird stuff. I don't know how far I am, but I just read that the PS5 version is hitting PS Plus. So now I'm like, I'm already I'm already like 2 hours in. Should I pause? What should I do? I don't know.
Wow, that's crazy. Crazy timing. Wait, when's it hitting PS Plus?
I think it.
And what?
Well, it's the PS Plus. I forget what level it hits, but they do like a mid-month, I think, update to the thing. And I think Silent Hill 2 remake is hitting it too, so I might play Silent Hill 2.
Wow.
You played that, right? How'd you like it?
I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay.
I'm actually looking forward to playing F. I haven't started F yet, but I definitely want to play that.
So those might be my spooky games for the month. I was thinking about Dead Space because I never completed the remake. But maybe I'll do Silent Hill and Until Dawn.
Yeah. I know. I heard the remake was actually really good, like really good for Dead Space.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like it looked really pretty. And I think that might have been a PS Plus game too.
Yeah, it was. I grabbed it when it was on Plus on the Essentials level, as it should be. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I might. What is it? It's mid-month. I might be. Well, I don't know. I probably can't fit all those in.
I'm gonna lie. That's a lie. Especially with all the shows coming out too.
Yeah. So I probably can't do that. But that's been pretty much it for the games. Yeah, we did finish session 1 of Baldur's Gate, so that should hit soon.
Yeah.
Always loved that game, so happy to play again. Yeah. D&D is a lot of fun in any form.
Yeah. I was gonna say, is it like the choices you get in dialogue, or just just fighting people and seeing how it goes.
Exploration, seeing how things go. I think I did a lot of it in my first run, but it's been so long that I don't remember a lot of it. So, and then I'm playing with you, so it's like, okay, what's he gonna do that's different? We set up our rules that we're not gonna save scum, which I definitely did in my playthrough. So
yeah,
I'm like, the weight of our choices actually and our roles means something. So I'm ready to do it.
hey man, with the way the roll's been going, I think we're in good hands. Well, when I roll.
I don't know. There was one section there that was just like, obviously the game doesn't want us to do this, so we're going to go ahead and not do it. So we'll see what happens next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, look. Yeah. Outside of that one, everything else was smooth.
Smooth-ish.
Yeah. Smooth and Jace.
Yeah. What about music? You been listening to anything?
Nothing notable. Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. Nah.
Yeah, I don't think I was listening to anything this week. I've been listening to some Halloween playlists. That's pretty much it while I decorate and stuff. But other than that, not too much.
Oh, I did listen to some stuff. I listened to DDG's album Moo. That was actually really good, surprisingly enough. And I listened to the Phantom of the Opera soundtrack.
Ooh. Had you not heard that one before?
No, it's just my favorite.
Okay.
I just love it. I listen to it every now and then.
Yeah. I need to listen to it again. I love that one too.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
I listened to it while I was stuck in traffic, and then my friend called me.
Yeah.
I was like, do I want to answer or do I want to keep it here?
What about watching?
I love this. So, as far as watching, well, hold on. Before I get to the part you're gonna like, I've been watching the new season of My Hero, and
have you been caught up on My Hero?
I have been caught up on My Hero.
I need to catch up.
Dude, it is so good. I texted my friend. I watched the. Excuse me, I'm getting so excited. I watched the new episode today, right? The one that came out, whatever, the newest one. And man, my jaw dropped twice. I said, "Oh." I texted my group chat. I said, "Why is this so peak?" And they said, "It is." Oh man.
All right.
I don't know what it is, but whatever they're doing for this one, I need them to keep that up for the entire season because this is the last one. It needs to be like up there. I'm sorry, it just has to be. But so far, they're doing good, and it's not even like cheesy, corny type of filler type good. Like it's they're doing good. Oh man. So yeah, I watched that. The only other thing I watched, which don't be mad, I finally watched K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was nice. I went to mom's house and I just kind of watched that with her. So that was nice.
Did she want to watch it?
I don't think she heard about it. I think she started it, but she didn't finish it.
Well, okay.
I was like, yeah. Because I went over there. I was going to get my hair done, but it was late. So I was like, she was like, just come back tomorrow. I was like, no, I'll just hang out with you. It's cool. And so I was eating my food and she was watching some movie. She likes to watch like foreign movies with like English dub and she thinks English. And I'm just like, it's not, this is not English. It's just, it would, bless her soul. Anyways.
Heart. She's still alive. I don't know if you use that. Yeah.
Bless her heart. I don't know how to say it. Sorry, Mom. But I was like, yo, let's watch K-pop Demon Hunters. And she was like, is it scary? I was like, nah, you'll like it. So she turned to it. She's like, ah. I was like, yeah, all right. We got her. We got her. But yeah, she ended up liking it. I mean, she fell asleep, of course, but
that's what she did.
I watched it. I really liked it. Surprisingly enough, I thought it was very good. So
I thought it was okay. Like I'm not hating on it. We'll have to get into that deeper on another one, but
yeah.
like mom has seen some anime, like Lotus War. I think she watched with me when I was still there, and then Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball. I think she watched
Oh,
that with me. A couple others, but yeah.
nice. Yeah, I think sometimes I mention it, and she's like, "Oh, the shows that T watch." And I'm just like, ah, you can get it, man.
Well, you have to remember back in the day, like it wasn't around as much as it is now, so it was hard to
I,
find. Yeah,
I guess, I
yeah,
guess.
it was hard to find. Very hard to come by, and very expensive to keep up on.
Yeah, I guess I would say that because you have to like buy the actual like collection CDs, right? Of like the
No,
shows or something, or like download it or something.
you just get a DVD, and the DVD had like 3 or 4 episodes, 2 to 4 episodes, 4 episodes if you're lucky,
Yeah,
two sometimes. So you would have
yeah.
to keep. So it's like $30, I think.
For
I
CD,
forget
right?
for a DVD.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the ones you got at like Walmart, right? Like those.
sure. a
You get
DVD,
it.
a DVD. Yeah, you would go to the store and get it. Oh well, no, you couldn't go to Walmart because Walmart didn't carry it. Like it was hard to find. You would have to go to what was it? I forget the name of that store, but like you'd have to go to the mall. There was like 1 or 2 stores that would carry it. So either you go to that specialty store at the mall that had like a bunch of movies and stuff, and they
Yeah.
would sometimes have a small section. Comic shops sometimes had a small section that you could get stuff
Okay.
at, or you try to. I guess there wasn't really online that you could do then back then. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I guess thinking about it, I don't know where, because when I would go to the store, I wouldn't see too many of them. I think the only places I used to see like any type of anime or anything like that would be like FYE. I think that was a store because like they
yeah,
sold music, they sold like music and stuff like that. So they sold that, um, and I mean the comic book stores, if depending on which one it was. But yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't too many places. Like eventually, I started seeing like where like they have like TV shows on like the CDs and DVDs inside
yeah,
of like Target and Best Buy and Walmart. Like they started to do that a little bit more often, and then you would start to see the section kind of get a little bit bigger. But it was only the main ones
yeah. So
for a while. But yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
it was rough back in the
But
day.
yeah, yeah. But we watched K-pop Demon Hunter. Well, I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and it was great. Well, it had its moments, and I was like, but overall, it was an enjoyable experience.
Good, 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 good.
Yeah. Ooh. Wait, did you say what you were watching?
So I don't think I watched too much. I watched a little bit more of what is it? Hikaru Gashinda Natsu? The little horror type anime show. And then what else did I watch? Did I watch anything else? I think that's all I watched. A little bit more of Wednesday, which is meh. Still like
Yeah.
and I think that season's pretty long too, so it's got a lot more to go to it, but I'm pretty much done. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on. But it's fine. I'll finish it.
Yeah.
Other than
Yeah,
that,
man.
yeah, other than that, I don't think I watched anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's things have been very hectic or busy. Busy is a good word. It's a
Yeah.
good blanket word. Oh, but I will tell you what we have been watching though, and that is the shows for this show.
Oh, nice segue.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we can jump into the anime section, right?
Yep, let's get it.
All right. So guys, starting with this episode, we have added an anime to our anime section. So with DonTheVan over, we decided to go ahead and add Jujutsu Kaisen to our watch list, starting from season 1, episode 1, obviously. And because season 3 is on the way. So we will be adding that in. I will be covering that right after we finish with Gachiakuta, which is in the second half of the season, and yes, I'm so excited because yeah. Okay, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. All right, so obviously spoilers for everything that is Gachiakuta related. Up to episode 14 for this one, which is the mid-season start. So episode 14, the storm before the storm. I like what they did there. So one, even before we get into anything that happens with the show, I personally was watching this in English dub, and as soon as I hit play on the episode, this one, it was in sub, and I said, "Wait, what are we doing here? What is happening? Why would you do this?" Because I thought we had an agreement, but apparently not. It was in sub. I had no other option, so I watched it in sub. Which nothing wrong with that. I love a good sub, but I was just used to it. And then second, I love the intro song. I love the second part of the intro song.
Okay.
It had me. I'm sorry. It had me. It had me. I just had to say it up front. It had me. Those are my notes. The second half is good. The first half, I was like, ah. And then the second half came in. I said, nice save.
Okay. Yeah.
I said
Okay.
nice save.
So we might as well stick it in right there. Opening 2 is Mori Calliope, and it's Let's Just Crash. But since we're on the opening, I'll go ahead and talk about it too. I was the same way. It started, and I was like, nah, I don't know, man. And then like the further it went, like it hits a certain point, and I'm like, all right, you got me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in.
Come on, keep it coming.
Yeah. So the visuals are nice. The song picks up, and I like it. Compared to, if I had to compare the two, I still think the first one has it, but I'm waiting for the full song to listen to the full song and see what it has to bring to the table. But I think I might still like the first one a little bit more. But that second song is nice. I like it.
Yeah. I think when the full song comes out, it's going to be like really solidifying whether or not it's up there or not. But as for right now, it can go either way.
Yep.
It can go either way. And also, it might grow. It's new. It's like we're used to the old one, so it actually might grow on us. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. But we're gonna hop straight into the episode. This episode literally picks up right where it left off, with the cleaners coming back, heading to the HQ from the tower. And on their way to the HQ, they stop by a city to visit a doctor because they have some minor wounds, which the spellcaster's spell doesn't cover it. Her spell only covers like fatal wounds or anything fatal. So they're like, let's stop by a doctor, make sure we're all good. And they do. And as they stop by, when they see the doctor, they realize that the doctor is also, you'll be proud of me. I went through and I actually made a character name sheet. So I put all the characters' names together and I separated them by like factions and teams and like cleaners and raiders and miscellaneous. Yeah, I went through. I said, yeah, I need to get my names up. But
whoa, nice.
We learned that the doctor, her name is Alice Stilza, and it's funny because I guess her kids are like they're related to each other, but there's a cleaner called Aisha Stilza who's a part of Team Akuta, which is Rudo and Engin's team, and then there's another one, the guy who makes the mask, yeah. So all those three show up at the same time, and we're like, what? They're related, or in some way, shape, or form. So that's just a cool little thing that happens. After the whole doctor scene, they're heading to the HQ. Engine gets a call from, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but it's there. Simiyu. I'm gonna assume it's Simiyu. So they get a call from her, and she's like, "Yeah, come around the back of the HQ. We're dealing with the infestation, and the infestation is pretty much them dealing with like marauders." And she takes them out single-handedly, like a boss. Because I knew it. Once I saw the glasses, I knew she was a boss, and everything like that. And with that, we see our cleaners from Team Akuta have a meal after the mission, and we get introduced to Team Child. And Team Child consists of team members. There it is. Bro Santa, Dear Santa, which is like the little one with the pacifier who stole Rudo's candy in the other episode, and then her name is hard. It's Guita Hebi Fantasia. We are going to call her Fantasia moving forward because I am not going to struggle through the rest of that name. I promise you I will not. But we meet that team, and also Engine like pretty much gives like a bit of an update on Semiyu's vital instrument, which is her glasses, which she can see things through them. Like she has like kind of like foresight. She can kind of see what's about to happen in a sense, which is why she was able to take out the Marauders in like very spectacular fashion. And why she was able to like dodge bullets and stuff like that. Also, we get a little bit of lore as far as like the different types of givers and like their vital instruments, whereas some want to use their vital instruments to their fullest potential, while others want to like take care of it and make sure nothing happens to it. So the ones that want to use it for their fullest potential kind of turn into like fighters and they go out and fight trash monsters, while the ones who want to take care of them and protect them tend to stay back and do more support roles, and they're not really the best suited to fight trash monsters or trash beasts. So we get that lore drop. But as that happens, after we get introduced to Team Child, Fantasia takes some type of interest in Ruto. Nobody knows, but she chases him around the restaurant for a little bit, and Ruto finally escapes Fantasia, and he talks to a mysterious stranger in a hood, and the mysterious stranger says that he's looking for something. He's like, yeah, we're in search of some items and whatnot, and the stranger actually shows Ruto what he's looking for. He's like, oh yeah, I'm looking for stuff like this, and he holds up Amo's boots, and then Ruto's like, what? And then and then the stranger pretty much grabs Ruto by the neck, which is, admittedly, that's kinky, and that's what he's into. But he grabs Ruto by the neck and he's like, yo, I'm gonna give you this one free bit of information. Yeah, I'm the leader of the Raiders, which is crazy. He just shows himself out of nowhere. And with that information out there, Ruto begins to try to punch him, and all of the other cleaners just like immediately jump on site trying to get to Ruto and help Ruto out, which is kudos for them. No questions asked. We're just throwing punches first, and then we're gonna talk to you, type of thing. But as that happens, Kathoni is with the leader, and she teleports the cleaners and her and the leader to an underground area, and we have like a little Mexican standoff type of thing where they're facing each other, and Rudo's like, what did you do to Amo? And that's pretty much where the episode ends. And I will say I enjoyed the ending music too. I enjoyed the ending song. I can't hear you. You muted.
Oops. Yeah, the ending song is Karanoa, and it's Ben. The ending I liked, but I think I liked the first. Oh, I guess I said that with the first song, the intro song too. I thought it was good, but I think I liked the first one a little bit more. This one will probably grow on me as well, but I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give it some time. I'll give it at least two to 3 episodes before I actually say like, yeah, I like it. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm gonna let it have some time, some space.
Yeah.
But what you think about the episode?
I like the episode. We got a lot of little lore things in there talking about the vital instruments, how the way a person cares for that instrument is kind of their kind of genre of fighter. Like either they're an attacker or a defender or like something like that. So I thought that was a cool way to do it. I liked what's it, Simui?
Like that. Semiu?
Semiu?
Yeah, it's Semiu.
Yeah, Semiu. I did like her little fight scene. That was pretty cool. All the fight scenes in the show are really good. I'd like the diversity of the cast too. Having someone that's just not like dancing around was really nice to see. But like having her be able to use those glasses so well, and then having the little joke of her like cuddling with her desk when they were talking about her, that was pretty good too. The only thing I didn't like was everyone seems like they're really intelligent, so having them walk into the restaurant and I'm like, yo, those two guys are fishy, and nobody else like calling that out. and then letting Rudo go right over next to them. I'm like, come on now, really?
Yeah,
All right.
you guys are better than that.
Yeah.
Insane.
But other than that, I liked everything. I like the new. I'm interested in the new characters. Team Child is wild, especially Pacifier dude.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm in for it.
Yeah. I like the fact that Rudo has like kind of like small differences in his relationships with all the cleaners. It's a nice touch.
Yeah. And I do like how Rudo was ready to throw hands, like even though he like laid into back at her tower, like he was like, yo, did you touch her? And then he was ready to go in. Like, I guess it's a good and a bad thing. He was about to lose it, but still, it's like, yo, you're not gonna touch her while I'm around. Okay.
Yeah. They became friends at the end, So like that just it's like he's like, yeah, she gets me. That's his boo thing, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know if I would go that far, but I think they did made a connection, I think, like on a friend level. But you never know. Maybe they could get that way, but I think it's like a different kind of connection. So I'm here for it. I liked it.
What's that chick's name? What's her name? Chiwa? Yeah. Get her out of here. Yeah. We don't even care about Chiwa no more. Get her out of here.
Yeah.
Even though Amo's unhinged, but hey, I prefer Amo over Chiwa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at least Amo isn't switching up on my guy,
Yeah.
At least there's that. Yeah. Anyways, anything else you want to add to Gachiakuta before we move on?
Nope, I think I'm good for this week.
All right, so that's that. Moving on to Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. We have Episode 1, Ryomen Sukuna. Obviously, spoilers are ahead. So...
but no future spoilers.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not in my notes. So
yeah. Okay.
I have seen it, but I'm not going to do it.
I know.
Is this your first time seeing it, though?
I've seen it all.
All right. Okay. Just making sure. All right. So, we start off with Episode 1, which basically, everybody dies. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I kid. All right. The episode starts with Gojo talking to a tied up Yuji, which they say their names in the first scene. So I was like, let me just go ahead and put it in here. They introduce themselves. And pretty much it's kind of like the end of the episode happening in the beginning. They're kind of like trying to do a thing like where you kind of just jump in the middle of the story. And so it's a scene. We skip ahead to Yuji, or skip back in time to Yuji calling his to ask about his grandpa, because his grandpa's in the hospital. And that's a cool scene where we see that his grandpa is very loud and rude, and he's like, yo, go to class, don't call me, bro. And Yuji's like, oh man, you're so funny, haha, love you, grandpa, I'll stop by anyway later. And it's just like, this is so weird, but whatever. And then after that scene, we just skip to a mysterious guy who is on the way to pick up a cursed object, and the cursed object's not in there. It looks like a little temple house or a bird house. I don't actually know what it's called, but yeah, he goes there to pick it up. It's not there. He has like a interesting phone call with somebody that sounds like Gojo, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna punch that guy. Good luck with that, trying to punch Gojo. But we skip ahead again to Yuji is in his occult club meeting with two classmates, and they pretty much get interrupted by the club admin who oversees all the clubs or whatever. And he's like, yo, you guys don't have enough members. Yuji's not supposed to be here, or yada yada. You guys aren't even talking about anything. And then the club members are like, actually, yada 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 yada. Football field, ghosts, demons, football field, spirits. And then the other guy, he's like, yada yada, football field, ticks. And so, so pretty much all of that happens, and they're like, yo, Yuji's not even supposed to be here anyway. He signed up for the track and field team. And the track and field coach comes in. He's like, yeah, you're part of my team. And he's like, I'll do a wager with you. If you beat me in this whatever challenge, you can join the occult club. If you lose, you got to be on the team. And they're like, all right, cool, let's do it.
So not to interrupt, or I'm interrupting anyway, but did you watch this subbed or dubbed?
Dubbed.
Okay. Please continue.
Okay. That is noted. Blah, 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 blah. So with that, the mystery guy sees Yuji as he's outside doing his challenge with the track and field coach, which the challenge is shot put, because apparently the track and field coach is like some type of record holder for shot put in the area, and he holds the world record for the longest shot put throw. And then Yuji comes through like, I can throw this anyway, and then he just like freaking overhand like baseball tosses the shot put into the soccer field goal and puts a dent in it. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, how did you not know that he's that strong if you want him on your team? But whatever. All right, we're just gonna run with it. But with that, the mysterious guy senses the presence of a cursed object as Yuji runs past him. He tries to stop Yuji, but apparently Yuji's a track star. He's a runner. He's out of here in like 2.5 seconds. And so Yuji is hyper athletic and strong. So he goes to the hospital to see his gramps, and they have an interesting conversation, I guess. It's pretty much the same thing that happened on the phone call, except this time Gramps is like, and rolls over. And after Yuji tells him to like, chill out, then just randomly he's like, yo, Yuji, be a good person, help people who need help, and don't be like me and have people around you when you die. And then he just dies. So I'm just like, all right, cool. And then Yuji's like, Gramps, and then obviously Gramps is dead. So now Yuji's mourning. They go through that, and as he's kind of signing paperwork at the hospital at the end, mysterious guy shows up again, and he introduces himself as Fushiguro from Jujutsu High, and then he proceeds to lore dump about curses and what they are and what cursed objects are. And he tells Yuji like, yo, your friends are gonna die if they try to open up this cursed object that they took from the temple place, the holder thing. And Yuji's like, what? Nah, it can't be that bad. But then he's like, they're gonna die. And then they race off to the school. And as they do that, they get to the school just as Yuji's classmates are getting attacked by curses. And in the middle of the attack, well, not even in the middle of the attack, but Fushiguro tells Yuji not to come in. He's like, yo, just hang outside. I got this, bro. And then he runs inside to go save them. He's attacking, and as he's attacking them, the curse is about to eat Yuji's friends, but Yuji's like, hey, bump that, man. I ain't listening to nobody. And then he jumps 3 stories high and through the window and comes through and crashes into the curse, saves his friend, grabs the cursed object. And then Yuji and Fushiguro have like another lore dump moment where Fushiguro tells him that the cursed object is a finger of one Ryumin Sukuna, who apparently was like the biggest, baddest cursed ever to walk the face of Earth. But cursed object is really strong. Curses try to eat that to become stronger. And with that, a bigger curse comes through and attacks Fushiguro and Yuji and tells him to run. And as he's trying to fight him, he's not really getting it. And then Yuji's like, nah, I'm not letting nobody else die. And then he comes and attacks the big curse. And he's about to get eaten by the big curse when he decides to eat the finger himself because he's like, I need more curse energy. Obviously, that's the only way to win. And he eats it. And Fushiguro's like, there's a 1 in a million chance he'll survive, but we're watching anime and obviously Yuji's the main character, so he's that 1 in a million. And so he survives, and Sukuna is free-ish. And he pretty much kills the curse. But as he's doing his whole evil villain speech of I'm going to take over the world, Yuji's like, bro, this is my body, dude. I need that back. Yeah, thanks. And then he's like, yo, you can control yourself. And then Yuji's like, duh, like, what do you think? But as that's happening, Fushiguro is about to gear up to defeat Yuji and, well, get him out of here. And that is where the episode ends. So, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen episode 1?
Loved it. The first episode grabbed me. It reminded me a little bit of like Full Metal Alchemist's first episode, where it kind of starts off. I guess it's not exactly the same because Full Metal Alchemist starts off really like strong. Like it starts out really like bloody and stuff, and you're like, what the freak is going on? And then it kind of shifts the tone a little bit. This one, it kind of ramps up. It starts out slow, but then like halfway through it, I think when the grandpa dies, it just starts going like full bore. I didn't like it, but I liked how they dealt with the grandpa and Yuji's kind of relationship. I watched it subtitled, so it was mostly Yuji saying like he never says I love you because that's something you don't really say in Japanese, but he's like, I'm gonna visit, and you can see it through his actions. But his grandfather's last words to him were really nice, and then I remember watching it and I'm like, wait, did they just kill him? What is going on? The grandpa's just dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes you to the tone that this show is going to go, I think. But like, it's just like, okay, I guess nobody's going to be safe. I don't know what's going on, but we're going.
Yeah.
So the lore dump was cool, although quick. And then the action was really nice. And the teacher changing his application, that's why I kind of asked, because in the subtitle, like in the Japanese, it says that the teacher actually changed Yuji's application, so he was in track. Okay, it did say that. Cool.
Yeah, it said that.
Yeah.
It said that in the dub.
Okay.
Yeah. He said, no, I changed it because I want you to be a part of the track and field. And he was like, bro.
Yeah, that's so wild. Like, what are you doing? And then even the student council president's like, what the? This is supposed to be a teacher. So, but wild first episode. I'm in for it. A lot of good action. I'm ready to see what happens next. So.
Yeah. I want to do something different though. I did my best to try to write down like the lore stuff that Fushiguro was saying in the episode. So I kind of want to, moving forward, whenever there's new lore, like speak about it in like the show context, obviously. But I did write that down. So the only lore Fushiguro kind of gave was what curses are and what the finger was, pretty much. And he pretty much said curses are large pools of negative energy that can easily form in hospitals, schools, etc. Like people's sadness or fears and everything like that. And he also said that places tend to keep a cursed object around to serve as a protective talisman, even though it's what draws curses, it draws curses to them. If it's strong enough, it could also kind of repel them because they'll think it's way stronger and not want to go around it. And so Sukuna's finger is one of the cursed objects, and there are different grade levels to like the power scaling. So it would be the power scaling. So like they have different grades. So the curses that were attacking the school are like second grade curses, whereas Sukuna's finger is like a special grade cursed object because it came from a special grade curse. So we're going to learn more about that as we go through. I'm going to try to do my best to write it down. I might go through Gachiakuta and try to write down what I should have did this in the beginning, but write down what they say also, because I think it would be cool to have like a huge sheet of like lore to go with the show that we can talk about at the end.
Yeah. And also the opening was Kai Kai Kitan by Eve, which is a nice song. I like it. And it's also one of those songs I think that it's good for like working out. It's like, it gets you kind of in that mood. But yeah, I like it. And I also like the little hints they put in, but if you know, you know, if you don't, then it's still great.
Yeah, Oh yeah. Like I actually watched it back and I saw some characters and I said, wait, I don't remember them actually being in the first season. And I was like, did I miss this? But like, I remember seeing them in like the second season. I was like, holy crap. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, if you know, you know. But if you don't, it's like, it doesn't give anything away per se. It's just really cool.
Even some of the small discussion stuff, like some of the stuff that the grandpa was saying, I think is like what is it? It's
foreshadowing.
Yeah, foreshadowing for stuff that's going to happen on later, and probably we haven't even gotten to yet. So like, it's just little stuff they put in there. Like, I'm all for it. They're doing a great job.
Actually, you're right, because like the conversations that he has with like some of the curses later on, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like why is he able to do the stuff he's doing? It's like
so
you got me.
Yeah,
you're right. I didn't even think about that. Yes, sir. Also, yes, the opening is amazing. I sing the opening randomly throughout my day, all of the time. This is what anime openers are all about, and I need this type of energy moving forward for the rest of my days and anime days. Well, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. We can move forward. Yeah.
Uh, so I think that's it for Jujutsu Kaisen for this week. So we can move on to the Toku side of things. Starting with Hyakujuu Sentai Gaoranger. We are on episodes 33 through 38.
We have to talk about it.
I know.
I know. I know we do.
I know. A couple times. I know. We watched most of this week together. Yeah.
Oh man, I just had to throw that out there. We can talk about
let's go. Let's go ahead and get it started with episode or quest 33, A Boy Prays, Shonen Ga Inoru. So we start out with a little kid, Futaro. So this is why it was so confusing last episode, where I wasn't sure where it cut off, because they just cut off in the middle of the fight. But the little kid is still hanging around the fight, but Rasetsu goes back to the org base and then steals Suitsui and Yabaiba's powers for Propla and Kyurara, which was the wildest scene ever. He's just like, yeah, he chains up his two dukes, and then he's like, yeah, Suitsui and Yabaiba, yoink, and then he feeds it into the others. So the Rangers come up with a strategy to kind of spring a trap on them, but it doesn't go their way when they arrive. Meanwhile, Totomu searches for Futaro to try to convince him to leave the area so he won't get hurt. She takes a bento and tries to tempt him with that, but Rasetsu ends up smelling it and then goes after those two. Silver ends up noticing that and leaves to protect Totomu and Futaro, while the other 5 Rangers end up finally taking out Propla and Kyurara. Suitsui and Yabaiba end up walking onto the field extremely beat up, and then Suitsui revives them in giant mode, but none of the jewels respond when the Rangers try to call their power animals. They end up realizing that there's some sort of curse in the area or grudge in the area that's keeping the power animals from hearing them. So Futaro takes Silver and Totomu to an area where the fallen warriors from 1,000 years ago were resting, or they died, and that's what was the grudge that was blocking the jewels. They pray at the stone monument kind of area, and the grudge is lifted, letting the jewels work, and the Rangers can now call their power animals, which they do. They fight in giant form, and they get defeated by Propla and what's his face? Kyurara. But then they both defeat Gao King, so then they pull out Gao Icarus, and then they end up defeating them with those. And that's kind of where the episode ends. So, what'd you think?
Don't have any thoughts for it, to be honest.
Yeah, so episode, I'll give at least a little something when I can. But Quest 33 is just like, okay, we're like clunking along with the plot, I guess. They completely just cut in the middle of the last fight. And then this one is just like, okay, there's a kid running around and nobody's like, that's weird that the kid's just running around. So something's up with the kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess the grudge thing I don't know. It's all weird. It's cool lore stuff, but it's just like, here's a piece. It'll go there. It's like, I don't know, man. But
it's like, are you sure it should go there?
Yeah. So
why does it go there?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess we get more of Futaro, who seems
and and
odd.
yeah, and it's like the payoff for, I guess, the lore, or the payoff for the journey to get to like the lore doesn't. It's not worth it because like they because they left a grudge in this one, so it's like when they were like, oh yeah, there's a grudge for like the power spirits from like of old or something like that, and I was like, oh cool, they're about to get some new power animals. That'd be something cool to see at least. And then it's literally like nothing. I said, oh man, because they look like dinosaurs, and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool to get some dinosaur power animals. Let's go. Maybe we're finally doing something, but nope.
Nope. Yeah.
Nope, nothing.
And then just yoinking the
Yeah.
powers from Suetsui and Yabaiba was like wild. Like, and then having them come to the field like all bandaged up. I don't know. Okay.
What did they do? They didn't do anything. Leave them alone.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But we can keep it moving to quest number 34. The Mighty Org Weeps. Tetsujin Org Naku. So Suetsui and Yabaiba are cosplaying again, trying to get Rosetsu in a good mood with food. I think they were a butler and a maid. And then the Orgettes are kind of dressed up as well. And they're just kind of trying to get him enticed with the food. The Rangers are fighting a charcoal grill org all of a sudden inside of the town. And then I have a little note. They will make an org out of anything. Anything.
Yeah. Anything.
So the org runs off with everybody chasing him. But as he kind of disappears, Black smells something. And then they kind of follow Black to a food cart. They talk to the owner, and then they end up untransforming, and then they get to eat kind of as much as they want for free. Which is pretty cool. They finally remember their mission all of a sudden, and then they go after They like head back full of food. They bring some leftovers for Totomu. Then they finally remember what they were trying to do in the first place. Then they go out to find charcoal again, but he runs away again. Black ends up realizing the charcoal that charcoal org has is the same as the food vendor from before had, and it's like a kind of rare charcoal that nobody really uses. So he realizes that charcoal is actually like going around in human form, feeding people. So he lets him go because he thinks charcoal is kind of like a good orc, and he doesn't want to kill him, I guess. Him and, was it Yellow, I think, with him? Or no, Blue? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was Blue. It was Yellow?
It was Yellow.
Yeah.
It was Yellow.
So charcoal in human form ends up cooking for Futaro randomly, but then Suetsui and Yabaiba come and try to get him to join their team and cook for Rosetsu, which he kind of doesn't do. So they end up controlling him and making him attack humans. Yellow and Black get him back to normal eventually, but then Rosetsu kind of pops out of nowhere and then kills Charcoal and then brings him back as a giant going berserk. The Rangers end up defeating Giant Charcoal, and in the last scene, we see him now in human form, but he's running an Odin cart now with Futaro eating there. And that's where the episode ends.
Yeah.
So
I would say this one was better than the last one.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool to see. Is this the first org that hasn't really wanted to like destroy anybody?
I think it's second.
Yeah, I think I don't necessarily take the regular orgs as like, hey, even any of them really, like, hey, we want to destroy humanity. It's just like, yo, we got our thing that we're trying to do. Some of us are trying to destroy humanity or whatever. So I don't know.
All orgs are bad, apparently. So
yeah.
I was like, all right. And on top, I mean, okay. I will say this: I did like the part in the beginning where after Yobaiba and Suisui were trying to get food for whatever his name is. They were out in the city looking for the charcoal org. So the Rangers were chasing the charcoal org.
Yeah.
And he like runs through the middle, and then like they kind of run into Yobaiba and Suisui, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna fight," and then Yobaiba and Suisui are like, "Wait, we don't have time for this. We got stuff to do," and like they just kind of run off, and then the Rangers were like, "Wait, what?" And they're like, "Whatever, let's chase the orc," and then they go off after the charcoal orc, and I was like, "That's funny." I enjoyed the moments like those, but yeah, I mean, it was cool to see an orc with a heart, Tish, or at least a recipe book.
Yeah, this seemed like a very light episode. Not really much happening lore wise or anything else wise, but it was fine.
Yeah. Maybe they should have capitalized on stuff like this. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Without my boy Roku, or I mean not Roku, Roki, they just can't they just can't get it together.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, man. They just can't get it together.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we can get into it. But first, let's get to Quest 35. The Beast King Sword Sealed. The Beast King Sword Sealed. Yeah. Joken Kodatsu. So this one starts out with the Rangers on the search for an org when they run into Futaro running away from a shop owner. So Futaro stole food, I guess, in this town, and a shop owner is chasing him, and the Rangers see him, and then Futaro kind of escapes while they're dealing with the shop owner. They end up seeing Blacksmith Org, and he's messing things up in the city when White tries to fight him, and she gets her sword taken. White ends up throwing a fit back at headquarters, or a tantrum, because everybody's kind of poking fun at her and get like because she got her sword stolen. So Blue, Yellow, and Black head out to try to fight Blacksmith and get the sword back, but they end up getting their swords taken as well. And then Blacksmith links up with the rest of the orgs, and he ends up turning the swords into silverware.
Yeah.
Red then convinces White finally to stop throwing her tantrum, and she ends up finding Blacksmith thanks to Futaro telling her where the Blacksmith org was. And then like Blacksmith org just like slaps White hard.
I laughed out loud. Or did you hear me?
This show, man. This show. So they confront Blacksmith, slaps White. Then she ends up fighting back the Blacksmith org.
Oh my God.
And then the rest of them eventually join the fight. And then they all kind of take him down in the small size. Then Blacksmith kind of gets made a giant by Tsuitsue. But the Rangers can't summon their power animals because they're silverware. So Cow Hunter goes out and then he beats him down. And that's kind of how the episode ends. So what did you think about this episode?
I feel like it was really out of character for White to throw a tantrum like that.
It out of nowhere. Like, okay.
Yeah, we were watching it. I said, huh? I said, why? I said, why? For what? What is happening? I feel like they just ran out of ideas. I heard you, and I heard you in the middle of the episode. You were like, oh, they just gave up. I was like, yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Like, really? I don't know.
No, they did. They definitely gave up.
It's like something, I don't know if they ran out of money or they were just like, somebody only wrote the first half of the series. We just got to fill in the rest of the year with these shows. I don't know. But from the beginning, I don't think, like, the whole cadence was off from the beginning. I don't know, man. It's just... This was an odd one. It's just random bits thrown in, and it's like, yeah, we're making this an episode. I don't get it.
You could have skipped it. You could have made this half. You could have shortened this all the way.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and head out the week with Quest 36, unless you have something else.
Nothing.
So Quest 36, The Warrior's Dance, Shinshi Odoru. So this one starts out with Totomu and Silver doing their daily song for deers, and Resetsu isn't having it. He hears the music and he's like, "What is this awful noise?" Then Magic Flute Org is born, and then he messes up with Silver's playing and ends up making Silver and Totomu fight because Totomu thinks Silver misplayed a key. And then they start arguing in front of deers. So Magic Flute Org then plays more and has kids dancing around the city. Then he gets attacked by the Rangers, but Resetsu ends up using Suetsue and Yabaiba to kind of help the flute escape. And then he once again stills Yabaiba and Suetsue's power to feed it into the Magic Flute Org. So now he can control adults as well. And when the Rangers come to try to stop him, he just makes the Rangers dance so they can't do anything. Totomu and Silver end up performing to kind of cancel out Magic Flute Org's powers until they get attacked by Resetsu, and then everyone gets controlled again. Gaoranger shows up to try to break the spell on everybody. And then once he kind of stops Flute, the Rangers end up defeating him in small form. He gets grown. Obviously, he gets grown. And then in large form, he blocks them from calling the power animals because of his music. Then all of a sudden, we have a parade of glittery power animals that show up out of nowhere. And then they form into Galgod. So Galgod's back, and then he breaks Magic Flute's recorder because Magic Flute brings out a more powerful recorder, which gets destroyed by Galgod. And then Galgod's just like, peace. Well, no, he does it later. Once the recorder is broken, they can call the power animals. They call the power animals, form Icarus, and defeat Magic Flute Org. And then they're like, hey, it's Galgod. And then Galgod's like, peace. And then he's gone. And everybody's like, that was weird, right? I thought he was dead. And that's kind of how they end it. They end it with Totomu and Silver making up. And Totomu's like, hey, don't forget to go to Deers tomorrow because we have to do our singing. And that's the end of Quest 38. What did you think?
I feel like it was. I feel like it was.
Yeah,
forced tension between Silver and Totomu.
Extremely. It's extremely forced everything. Futaro was in there, so obviously he is the oh god, I don't know. And it's like they're slowly trailing this along. You could kind of figure out he was something in the first time he popped up, and 4 episodes and still nothing. The animals are back. He shows up sometimes in the episodes. You're like, okay, where are you going? I think there were some new power animals. I don't think some of them look like kind of just color variants of ones we've already seen, but a couple of those look like new ones. But other than that, it's like, okay.
All of them could have been skipped.
Yeah. What are they called? Not Duke Org. High Duke Org.
Yeah. High Dukes.
Yeah. I'm not feeling this one. I don't know. It's weird.
How many more episodes of this do we got?
This is 38, so we probably have another like 12.
10 or 12?
Yeah, 10 to 12. So we're final run. I mean, we're getting there. But it's just, I don't see it making sense. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I'm not really invested. It's fine.
This show is making Time Ranger look like a masterpiece.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I can't even hold you. And like, Time Ranger had his issues.
Yes.
And we let that be known. But it's making me wish we actually had that instead.
Like, it's like, I feel bad, like, harping on Time Ranger for their stuff. Because it's like, but I mean, it went together very well. They told a great story. they got silly sometimes, but even then, like they're miles above this one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just hating, but I'm not feeling it.
We're telling the truth. That's all we're doing.
I mean, hey, that's what it is.
Yeah. Like at this point, give me Naoto. I want him back.
I mean, I would even take him.
Naoto.
Yeah. Let's go.
At this point.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Give me a cameo, something. Just bring him. But yeah. Well, with that, we can move on to the actual good show.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and switch over to Agito, Kamen Rider Agito. So spoilers ahead for episodes 33 to 38 of Kamen Rider Agito. We'll start out with episode 33, The Enemy Who Appeared. Wareta Teki. So we start out this episode where the last episode ends. Gills is walking up to the new unknown, and then he starts wailing on him. The unknown kind of heads off. Gills sets out in pursuit of him, and then Sekia kind of yells to the kids to run away because she kind of has a moment of clarity, and then you kind of see her get possessed by the unknown, so you know that she's possessed by an unknown. So that happens again, and then she starts going after the two. G3X arrives to see Gills and the unknown fighting. He assists in fighting off the unknown, and then he sees Ryo de-henshin. And then when the unknown runs off, Ryo gives chase, but First Show stops him out of the blue. Agito covers for Mana while she runs away, but then he gets knocked out of his henshin and then recognizes the unknown as the unknown he fought before. I don't know if he realizes it was on the Akatsuki Go, but we definitely realize that he's on a ship in a storm. So Shoichi gets really freaked out, and then he kind of runs off. First Show reveals that the Akatsuki Go members will eventually transform into whatever species Agito is, and the unknown are trying to wipe them out before that happens. The unknown visits the unknown from before, from the Akatsuki Go. From now on, she'll just be the Akatsuki Go unknown. She visits Fishy Adult to get powered up, and then she visits Shoichi while he's trying to run away again, and Sekia realizes she killed the other members because Shoichi runs off. The unknown says, well, I have no more use for you, and then Sekia realizes that all of the members she had visited before, she was then possessed and killed all of them. Shoichi reveals that he's afraid of the unknown and wants to quit being Agito. So Mana ends up finding Ryo and asks him to protect Shoichi. Shoichi runs off and then gets attacked by a different unknown, and Ryo sees him transform into Agito and destroy the weaker unknown. But then the one from Akatsuki Go shows up. Shoichi gets knocked out of his transformation and then gets freaked out. Ryo ends up jumping in front of him and then transforming, revealing to Shoichi that he is Gills. And that's kind of where that episode ended. And keep your seatbelt strapped because we are loaded for the next couple of episodes. What did you think?
Oh yeah. Oh right. Look, when I tell you this episode started, and I was glued to my screen. Like, you know how I say I normally fall asleep during the episodes?
Yeah.
Nah, I was wide awake during pretty much all of them. And I was like, whoa, I don't think I got through these episodes fast enough, to be honest with you. They were so good. Like
we are cooking. Like, I don't know. I honestly didn't think they had this much in them just for these 4 episodes. Like, how? And even started out, I thought they would pull it. Like, they started out just showing everybody else who the other people were. So pretty much all of them know who, except for Hikawa doesn't know, I think, Shoichi. Yeah. I think that's the only one that doesn't know. Like, he doesn't know Shoichi is Agito, but everybody else knows who everybody else is.
Yeah. I mean, Hojo doesn't know either, but...
Well, Hojo doesn't know Jack. Okay. Well, I mean, Hojo knows some stuff, but still, yeah.
In these 4 episodes, I don't know.
I don't know. They're cooking. I like this. They're getting there.
Cooking. Oh my goodness. Like, for one, like the return of freaking Rio and Gills.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, give me that. You know, and he's not coming back all perfect and then like he's still, you know, taking some hits.
Yeah.
But like it's just great to see him. I miss the screaming, I miss the yelling, I miss it so much. It was so cool to see G3 come through and like when he did de-hinging and he was like, wait, him? And he was and, like they flashed back to him getting punched in the face, and I said, yeah, it's him, buddy.
Yeah.
And so so like and afterwards, I was like literally at that point, I was like, oh, are we doing it? Are we like showing everybody who everybody is?
Yeah.
And so when when Mana was like, yo, I want you to meet somebody, like cause first off, Shoichi was like doing some weird stuff, throwing a temper tantrum. I'm like, bro, it's okay, man. You're scared, it's okay.
Yeah.
Be that way.
Yeah.
But like she was like, don't worry, I got something for this. And then like she ran to Rio and it was like, yo, come through, buddy. I need your help with something. And like he was like, all right, cool. I owe you my life. What's up? And so like he comes through and he sees him. He's like, bro, him? You mean him? This guy? This is your guy? And so he's like, and then Shoichi's like, I know him.
Yeah.
Like all you can see is like if this was anime, you'd see like the little lightning kind of go between their eyes or heads or whatever. And so it was cool to see him, and then like he sees him transform, and then when he sees him transform into Agito, he does the same thing. He was like, "What?" And it's just like, I was just in it. I was in it.
Yeah.
And it only goes up from here, bro. It only goes up from here.
Yeah. I don't know how, and it does. Yeah, like complete opposite of Sentai currently. Like
complete opposite.
And I mean,
smokes.
I don't know. Fabulous episode. I loved it. Like everything is going great. It doesn't feel like anything's forced. In fact, like I'm surprised they gave us as much as they gave us. I'm here for it. Like we're going.
They are fitting a lot in these like episodes.
Yeah,
They're
it is
literally 20-minute episodes. They're fitting a lot in there.
Yeah, it's stacked. They could go one point to the next point to the next point, and everyone has something. Like you're getting some sort of payoff. So I'm in for it.
Not a single wasted moment at all, and I love it. Yup, I love it. All right, let's go to the next one because I'm excited.
So the next episode is 34, Summoning Souls to Meet. Yobiao Tamashi. So Gills attacks, but then after that he gets knocked away by Akatsuki Go unknown, and then he tells Shoichi to follow him, and they kind of take off. They end up stopping once they lose the unknown, and Ryo asks Shoichi what happened to Aki, and then Shoichi kind of explains what happened, and then Ryo kind of accepts his explanation. And then Shoichi collapses and starts having kind of the feedbacks that they both had at the beginning of the series. And then he faints. Ryo takes him back to Aki's apartment, and Mana ends up finding them both there. And then they tell her to try to stay away because this enemy is very dangerous and they don't think they can protect her. Meanwhile, Majima, the kid from before, visits Kino's apartment and sees his apartment on the inside all jacked up. A praying mantis unknown ends up attacking Majima, and Gills goes to save him because Shoichi is kind of out of commission. So once he gets there, instead, the Akatsuki Go unknown jumps out and attacks Gills. Mana then sends Hikawa to protect Shoichi because she still thinks he needs protection. And then Shoichi and Hikawa have a nice little interaction here where Hikawa brings some strawberries, and then Shoichi asks him to put some sugar and some milk on it. And then Hikawa can't crush the strawberries correctly because of course he can't. And then Shoichi can't do it because he's hurt. He's mad hurt. Yeah. And they kind of bond, which was nice to see. But anyway, Majima is running around again, and then he gets attacked again, and then Ryo comes to try to Hikawa heads out to link up with the G3 crew, and as soon as he leaves, Ryo comes back in. So then G3X comes in to try to attack the sorry, I keep thinking Kamakiri, but that's Japanese. It's a praying mantis unknown.
Yes.
But then there's another bait and switch where the Akatsuki Go unknown comes in, he kind of tags in, and then he's about to finish off G3X, and then he stops right before he does it, and he's like, hey, he's not Agito, and he can't turn into Agito, so I don't care about this guy. And then he just walks off. So then Mana ends up delivering Shoichi, or Mana, you see, Ryo goes to visit the family and give kind of Shoichi's instructions to them. But while he's there, Mana's creating a bento. She ends up going to deliver it to Shoichi. And then while she's giving it to him, she reminds him that he said that he was going to fight for everybody's ability to be in the place they kind of belong. And she's like, well, why don't you fight for the place where you belong? I know you're scared and all, but if you're going to fight for other people, why not fight for yourself? And that feels like it kind of jars Shoichi into action. And then he like scarfs down the bento. And then while he's doing that, Ryo ends up getting attacked by the praying mantis unknown while he's just riding around. G3X comes in to help with the fight, but then the Akatsuki Go unknown just ends up teaming up with the praying mantis unknown, and then they both defeat both of them, G3X and Gills, and they're lying there, and then the Akatsuki Go unknown is about to kind of finish them off, and then Shoichi finally joins into the fight and transforms into a new form and punches the praying mantis to death. Like a flaming fist, punches him to death, and that's kind of where the episode ends out.
Yeah.
Bro, so much in one episode. Like, all of that is in what... This is like a week, like a good 4 episodes worth of content into one episode. So what'd you think?
Brain literally melted. Like when he transformed.
I was like, wait, there's another form? Like, for real?
I said there's more. I said, yo, he looks way more like Gills than them this time. I was like, yo, that's good.
Yeah.
I said, this is so tough. He's gonna finally scream. He's gonna yell. I love it. And he just did like a little flaming fist and hit him. I said, oh, this is real. Oh yeah, okay. Whoa. So yeah, so when they run away from the, all right, and I meant to say this last time, or about the last episode, the new Atsuki Go unknown. I like the fact that they didn't just make it to where they could just power up and automatically just take them out. I like the fact that he's maintaining his power level, unlike another show that we won't talk about right now. And he's giving them a hard time, which makes actually puts stakes on the table. And it's like, oh, I feel like they could lose. And it's just great. And so they run off. And then when Rio's he's like, all right, bro, we're safe. What did you do to Aki?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, let's go. That tracks. That makes sense. We gotta solve this. We have to figure this out right now. And so and then they resolve it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm glad we didn't just brush over it it didn't happen.
And it felt,
dude wasn't trying to take you out. And
you can see the whole time he's looking at him. He's like, but Aki. And then he's trying to link that up with Shoichi because he's like he knows Shoichi. And he even says it. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't have probably bought that from anybody else, but yeah, I can get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, all right, he's using his head. I love it. I was like, I love that. I love it. Just you do know who this is. And it's though you saw this, it's it doesn't match up and you're using your brain to figure it out and it makes sense. And I love it. And then they're kind of it was kind of great. It was really great because he ended up taking care of him. He was like, I really was here just to help Mana out, but we're the same, so we gotta stick together and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's a full circle moment because he remembers him helping him out. Oh, great. And then when the strawberries, bro, I kind of want to try it. I kind of want to go get some strawberries, some milk and sugar, and see what that's like. It sounds amazing. Well,
I don't know about the milk, but that's pretty much how you make a jam or a what is it? Yeah, adding sugar to strawberries, you can cook them down and make it that way, but a syrup. Yeah. But that's water. So, yeah, it's probably a richer syrup. But that's if you
boil. I might try mine with chocolate.
Yeah, that's if you cook it.
Yeah.
I don't know about doing it without cooking it. But
We'll see. I might try it and let you know.
yeah,
But it was nice to see them go at it again. Shoichi and
Hikawa.
Hikawa. Thinking Ozawa. Ikawa. It's nice to see them go at it again, but it's also nice to see Shoichi not be able to pull his usual tactics of just like, oh, you're not good enough to do this, let me do it. It's like, nah, buddy, you do this all the time, and I'm on to you. Nah, you can't do it this time. And so it was really cool to see that. Oh my goodness, to see G3 and Gills fight again, and then they got knocked out. They just couldn't hang, but. Yo, every time the praying mantis showed up, I was like, bro, how many times is he gonna pump fake it? Like he's literally using him like a pawn, and it was kind of cool to see the dynamic happen. And I was like, and then when he showed up and fought with him, I was like, it was great. This was great. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
This is a great way to like end my week off. This is great.
Well, let's keep it moving to episode 35, The Mysterious Messiah. Nazo no Seishu.
Holy smokes.
So we start out this episode with Agito defeating the Akatsuki Go unknown, like defeating. And then you see like this massive energy just leaves. And then it returns to Fishy Adult, hits him, and then he like screams Agito's name. And like everybody hears it in the city, I guess. Shoichi ends up returning back to the family. He leaves a nice little note for Ryo, and then he heads back to the family. Hikawa ends up reporting everything back to the G3 squad, and then Hojo shows up to gloat and do his usual Hojo stuff. But then he says that he wants to talk to Hikawa about something, and it ends up being that he wants to learn more about the Akatsuki Go incident. So Hikawa tells him kind of the same things he's gone over before. Nothing new is kind of revealed, except for that there was mysterious weather inside that he saw. Afterwards, a crow unknown is flying by and attacks a lady as Ryo is driving by. And he tries to head there in time, but he doesn't get there. So the lady is injured. And then he sees a passing stranger. And then they both kind of take the lady to a hospital. The stranger knocks out the doctor that's about to perform a surgery on the lady. And then he performs the operation on the lady in all black scrubs. He just like knocks out the guy and then scrubs up in black scrubs. He does the job and then he just bounces. Afterwards, Ryo also visits Majima and asks him about the Akatsuki Go incident. But Majima just says to go look, or says that they're not allowed to talk about it, and that he's going to go visit Kino. So he leaves to go look for Kino again, and then he gets attacked by a piranha unknown, I guess. As he gets attacked, Ryo transforms and then fights the unknown, but he gets beat down when the stranger from before shows up and reveals himself to be Kino. He transforms. And then I think that's kind of where the episode ends out, with Kino transforming. So what did you think about this one?
Bro. It just keeps... It's like surprise on top of surprise. First off, Shoichi comes through in his new form and just kind of decimates. And like the unknown, he's like, oh, I see. This is why.
Yeah.
Like he has like this thing out for you because like you can just continually evolve. And it's just like, yeah. I was like, wait, not being self-aware and talking. I was like, come on, bro. And then he escapes and goes to Fishy Man. Like, what? We haven't seen Fishy Man in what? How many episodes? And he's just out of nowhere, just coming through. Bro, he's about to come back in rare form. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. With the trajectory we're going now, yeah, it's gonna be great. But after that, to see him go back to the family, it was pretty cool. We got some wholesome moments. But with Ryu and this new dude, when the crow unknown passed by, I was like, oh no. And he attacks the lady, I'm like, oh no. And then Rio shows up and the crow unknown's just like gone. and then this random dude in black shows up. I was like, oh no. I was like, this is the Crow Unknown.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was the Crow Unknown. He like kind of disguised himself, and like it was kind of like one of those things.
Mm.
And then like when they were in the hospital, I was like, oh, he's playing the long game. All right. Oh, and he's like, yo, we got to do the operation. And he's like, yo, you're just gonna leave after this? He's like, yeah, we can't. And Rio's like, we can't do anything else. And he's like, word. And then he goes back to talk to the doctor. Like the doctor's like, no. And when he attacked the doctor, I said, oh, he's about to transform back into the unknown and like get the business. And like, no, this dude literally goes in there and performs the operation. I was like, this is a bit weird for unknown. I'm like, but if this is what you do, this is what you do. Like the whole time, I thought he was an unknown. And like, and he just dips, and I said, oh. I said, is he like saving her for later? I don't know. But when we get to the point where like I guess he introduces himself, or like we find out who he is, I said, oh. I said, what? Wait, who is this guy? All this time I never knew who Kino was. I was like, they're just saying a random name. All right, cool. But when he transforms, I said, wait a minute, we just got a new form from freaking Shoichi. Now we have a whole nother Agito. I was like, dude, whatever they're smoking, I need them to keep smoking it. You know, whatever drugs you're on, double it up, baby, double it up. I keep it coming, keep it. I almost watched like a couple more episodes. I ain't gonna hold you. Like we only did 4, but I almost watched like 6 or 7. I can't lie.
Yeah. I like this one too. I was surprised. Well, I pegged him as Kino. I was like, okay, this has to be the Kino they're talking about. But then I was like, but his room was all messed up. And like, I couldn't peg that. I was like, okay, maybe he got attacked, but he escaped. But like, eventually I was like, okay, this has to be the Kino, but I don't know what his deal is. And then when he shows up at the end, but I didn't think he would be able to transform. I was like, the only 3 we're going to get is Gills, G3, and then Agito.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, they were serious about anybody being able to like turn into Agito, I guess. Yeah. So I was like, okay, we're doing that. All right. Like, crazy. I'm in for it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's like, this isn't even the main story, I think.
It's not.
But all of it's like, it fits the MO. Like, man, I don't know.
The subplot is just as good as the main plot.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, I can't.
So I'm like, okay.
I don't even know anymore.
I wasn't even expecting them to go this route. So we'll see what and they only have like another, 12 episodes to finish it all up. Like, somehow I think this pace is going to keep going. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Anything else for this one?
The only thing I can say is like Hojo kind of comes through with like the hard-hitting questions, which I appreciate. I was like, oh, he said, let me approach this from a different lens. Let me go ahead and look at all these names, see how they connect. Maybe we missed something. I said, oh, so you're smart, huh? I said, okay, let's go. And you know, he's being a little less Hojo-y, I should say. But then again, he hasn't been on screen that much, so that's a win for all of us. So
yeah, he was still doing his antics, but like what's his face, the other engineer was pretty funny in this episode.
I mean, he came through. Oh wait, what did he say? He said
Hojo was like, you can't keep protecting Hikawa or something like that. Yeah.
And then he said, yeah, he's kind of right, and everybody else looked at him and he was like, you getting the short end of the straw every time, bro.
Every time. But like everything hit. I liked it all.
Dude, it's great. Okay, yeah, we can go to the next one.
Wait. They're 3, they're 4, they're 5, they're 6. Yeah, so this is 36. So we only did 33 to 36. So this is the 4th man. Yonmei no otoko. Yoninmei otoko. No otoko. So Kino ends up destroying the unknown that popped up. And then we are treated with a new opening. So they have been changing the opening a couple times here and there, and I haven't bothered to mention it. But this one is like kind of the mid-season refresh. I don't know what you would call it, but I assume this is like the second half of the whole song, and they put in like a lot of new footage in it, so it was pretty cool to see it. So no one still explains what happened on the Akatsuki Go. Kino won't even explain it. He's like, that's not even the real issue here. Don't worry about it, because Ro kind of asks him about it. Kino runs off to an operation, and at this operation, he does 2 patients at the same time and has a flashback while he's there of kind of being in a frozen tundra with his brother and not being able to save him. Here we learned that we also learned that he lost his arm and it was replaced with his brother's. Hikawa then figures out that all of the survivors of the Akatsuki Go were who had been targeted by the unknown attacks. It wasn't necessarily that they were all related by blood. It was the people that had been on the Akatsuki Go for the most part. Meanwhile, Ryo sees the Crow Unknown again and has a cool transformation sequence where he gets knocked off his bike and then he starts fighting it. Shoichi joins up in his fired up form, and then Gills ends up defeating the Unknown. Kino sees both of them, recognizes Shoichi after a while, and then goes to help him when his bike stops working suddenly. When he does, he bumps into Mana, and she kind of glimpses something with her powers that she does not like, and she tells Shoichi that is not a nice guy. Hojo and Hikawa end up camping out in front of Kino's apartment looking for him, but he's obviously back at the hideout that Aki's gang had. Once Majima, he wakes up and Majima's in the shower getting a cold shower because he's saying, yeah, my body doesn't feel quite right. This must be what it feels like before you turn into Agito, right? Once he hears that, he snaps and tries to drown Majima. And then he's like, hey, I'm the only person that's needed to transform. I'm the only Agito that's needed. So he tries to drown him. And then Majima ends up running out of the building, runs into Ryo. And then Kino shows up, transforms, they both jump on Ryo's bike, they zoom off, and then while they're going, Kino transforms into his form, and he's like, yeah, I'm the only person Agito needed, and then you kind of figure out he's going to get rid of the rest of them. Like he's and that's kind of where the episode ends.
Dude. it just went up and up and up. Now he's a bad guy.
So
that's like, I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't see it coming. I was like, well, maybe he's just a dark brooding type, mysterious, you know? No, he's evil. He's unhinged. This man has some psychosis or some kind of psychotic problem going on,
which I think have been in most of the people that have been on the Akatsuki Go for some reason, and it might just be the trauma, but all of them seem to be missing a couple of screws. But I guess it happened pretty quick, because I think this episode, the doctors that are talking about him and how we learn about his arm, they're like, he can't walk in the light or something like, because his license got revoked because his arm kind of got changed. But it's moving quick.
It's so quick.
And I guess this is how we're going to get our Rider fights, Rider versus Rider, because everybody else seems like they linked up and they're on the same squad. So now we have another guy to jump in and cause some drama. So I mean,
this is insane,
but it's working. So I can't knock it. Let's go.
Insane. I'm so excited. I also made a mental note. I said anybody who's on a motorcycle is an Agito. They're just gonna transform. It's written. It's in stone. But I noticed that they were making small changes in the intro too. I didn't say anything about it either. But for this one, I was like, this is a big change. We gotta say something about this.
Because I know G3X came in when they did that, and then there was some little stuff here and there. But this one was like complete overhaul. I was like, okay, I'm in for it. Let's go. It's pretty nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't mad at all. I said, oh, I was like, I appreciate that. But dude, oh, one, this dude doing an operation on 2 patients.
Yeah,
Is
it's
insane.
just
Yeah.
going from back and forth. It's like, yeah, scalpel. Yeah, scalpel again.
Yeah, scissors.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
I mean, hey, somebody got to do it, I guess. If he can get it done, he can get it done, even though he's unhinged.
Yeah.
He's not unhinged during operation.
I thought maybe he would have some feedback or something happen with his arm while he was in the middle of it, but no, he held it together. He was doing it. He was going. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. It makes me wonder what they're gonna do with him looking at his arm, or like him getting the flashbacks. Like maybe it's, I don't know. I have heard like when you have like an operation or something done and like you get a limb from somebody else, like because it's like a part of their body, like their body kind of is like meshing with yours, so it's kind of like not having like a phantom limb, but you kind of like, okay, so a piece of it is like you crave the food that the other person kind of would eat a lot of, or something like that. Like if you never had burgers, but the other person would eat burgers all the time, all of a sudden you would kind of have a taste for burgers in a sense. So like that's something that happens. But like I'm thinking maybe they're gonna like play off of it and be like, oh, because it was his brother's arm, he's like inheriting some type of like mental breakdown because maybe his brother had like a breakdown or something, or I don't know, some like maybe they're gonna play with the psychosis of that, like the relationship of that. So I don't know, but I'm eager to see what they do with that. But maybe they don't. Maybe they just say he's just unhinged and kill him. So,
We'll see. Yeah. But they've been doing a great job, so I'm here for it. Get into that final stretch, and they're doing a great job so far. I'm ready for it.
All I'm gonna say is I'm about to knock out these episodes of Gaoranger, get them out the way, so I can sit down and enjoy the rest of Kamen Rider.
Yep.
Yep. Kamen Rider in the anime. That's all we're really here to talk about.
Yep. So, yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. This season of Sentai hasn't really held it, so hopefully next season we'll finish it off, because I guess it's what we're gonna do. But
yeah.
We'll see.
What would be nice is doing the comparison of like the Power Rangers and the Super Sentai, because I think Power Rangers actually changes the plot a lot, and like they make it a little bit more interesting. I think so.
Yeah, but I don't.
Not everyone, but for the most of them.
Okay. Yeah. So, and I think Sentai can be hit or miss. It's Kamen Rider too, hit or miss. But I think I've liked a lot more Kamen Riders than I've not liked, that I can remember. But I've liked a lot of Sentai too. So we'll see.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for next one then.
Yeah. But I think that's all we have for this week. As always, we appreciate you hanging out with us, and we will be back here same time next week. I think that's it for this episode of Kyoudai Ai. As always, we may not have much time. We may not have much money, but there is one thing we do have a lot of, and that is
enjoyment of a good Agito episode run. Man, it just did something for me, man.
More Phantom Arms. Peace.
Yeah. More Phantom Arms. More Phantom. Dude, these episodes were